Now we come to a subject in the bullshit industry that's been bubbling around for quite a while. I'm sure it's been used quite a few times over the years, but now it's starting to become endemic in pretty much everywhere now. So what is it, Keith?
Well, it's the bullshit of the rich and famous, whether they're celebrities, whether they're business people or whatever it is. They get taken up to court, and what do? They roll up in a court in a fucking wheelchair, oxygen mask and stuff like that. Or they roll up to court and they've got some incurable disease all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know? And now that is your standard defence. I mean, don't they talk this stuff at law school, Mick?
I reckon they are.
You know? I mean, these defence lawyers, do you reckon that's what they do?
Well, I reckon that obviously they want to try and get them off the charge, but if they can't get them off, it could lead to a significantly reduced sentence.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, one of the early protagonists of this,
pioneers,
as it's there. Yeah, it was. It's probably been done before, but you know, one of the noticeable ones was, of course, Alan Bond. You know, he got Alzheimer's overnight when he was in court. You know.
Now, for the benefit of British people and Americans who don't know who Alan Bond is, he's the man that's responsible for the biggest corporate collapse in Australian history, as far as I know. And it was he went bankrupt owing $1.8 billion.
Yeah.
Now, you might remember him actually because he bankrolled the 1983 Australian America's Cup boat that beat the Americans. The first time they'd ever been beaten in 130 years or whatever it is. Yeah. So you might have seen him in all those years ago.
So he rolled up the court, got Alzheimer's, rolled up there in his slip. I've got a funny thing, he even rolled up there in his pyjamas one day or something like that. I think, you know.
Yeah.
Did a Michael Jackson or something like that, I think, didn't he? You know. And you know, and what happens? He ain't got Alzheimer's anymore, Mick.
No, he did do a bit of jail time, but he did a lot less than he should have done.
Yeah.
And he's miraculously cured of Alzheimer's now, isn't he?
Exactly. Well, look at the other. Yeah, look at the other case. Ronnie Biggs.
Yeah.
A few years ago, Ronnie Biggs well, he's dead now, isn't he?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, he's still alive, is he? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, sorry, didn't know. Oh, yeah, still alive.
Yeah.
Well, because he had incurable disease, didn't he, when he was banged up in and you know they let him out on compassionate grounds. So he's still going, is he?
Yeah. After all those years abroad, he gave himself up and released on compassionate grounds, and all of a sudden, he's not on death's door anymore, is he?
No. I mean, look in London years ago. In London, you had that Pinochet, the old ex-Chilean president, you know.
Yeah.
And what's he do when he bangs up in a court? Well, it's incurable, ain't he?
The dementia this time.
Dementia, he got everything, that bloke, you know. I'll tell you what though, when the old Chileans, he was his defence was that he couldn't stand trial because of diminished responsibilities or the health ground and all that. As soon as they got back into Chile, first thing they did said, yeah, you're fit to stand trial, mate, bang him up.
Yes.
You know?
And he did do house arrest because of his
illness,
so-called condition, but he still managed to do interviews with American TV, although he's supposed to be suffering from dementia and you know couldn't even stand trial, yet he could do a paid TV interview, couldn't he?
Yeah, look, but now, I mean, it's always somebody else's fault, isn't it, you know? I mean, business people, celebrities or politicians these days, you know, they get taken to court, they've either got the side effects of drugs, you know, prescription drugs I might add, I'm not talking about, you know, stuff like that, you know, or they was under stress,
and the favourite here in Australia at the moment is Asperger's syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've even heard of that. I hadn't heard of it until I watched a TV programme with a person suffering from Asperger's in it, and that was only about 4 or 5 years ago.
Now every fucker's got it, you know.
That's right, I can't believe it, yeah.
Everybody's got Asperger's now. You know, it baffles me, but again, I reckon it could be that, you know, that's certainly a ploy for these lawyers. Mick, what about that bloke who did the Lockerbie bombing?
Oh yeah, he was at death's door, wasn't he, when they let him out?
Oh, he was almost dying.
Yeah, I know, he was literally, you know...
you know...
On death's door.
Carried him off the airplane, everything, didn't they? Oxygen he had on him, drips.
On the plane, when he got off, he was greeted by that Gaddafi, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah, right.
Hugged and kissed, he was, fine. But I mean, it's the same. All these people that have been looked for Nazi war crimes.
Yeah.
They live in a normal life. Directly they get arrested. Suddenly they're incapable of going to trial. They're incapable.
Too old.
Yeah, too old,
Yeah.
too infirm, or mentally unstable.
Yeah. No, that is definitely a bullshit industry that's emerged. Well, it's I reckon again, like we say, I think it's fully emerged now.
Oh yeah, it's as though the lawyers are taught to use this defence, right from the beginning,
Yes.
because it's getting so common now,
Yeah.
and it's clearly bullshit, and the judges and the juries are buying it.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, especially the judges. In fact, they're the ones who want locking up after time. I think.
Yeah.
Not anything else. Eh?
Yeah.